Okay, let's try this one last time. There we go. All right. Yes, we are. Now we will start this. We should be live. We should be live. This should be working. All right, perfect. I'm going to send this link to my Discord and we'll start off the stream. So if you join this stream as we were talking, bear with us here as we had some technical difficulties because it's 9:35. Oh yeah. Still going to be a great stream. I do need to edit. Bear with me, guys. All right. Should be good now. I'm going to copy this link and send it to the stream. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. We're not really missing anything right now, as I don't usually catch an entry till 9:50 to 10. Only once a week, to be honest, just to see what the schedule is and how it's going. But other than that, nothing really. Yeah. Well, that's the orange folder though, right? I believe. Just Forex calendar. By Forex Factory Forex calendar. Yeah. So this news drive is not volatile, so I won't really trade around it. I can trade through before 10 a.m. Uh, PMI not. I'll still trade prior to it the day before.
Apparently, if anyone's watching, can you guys tell me if you can hear me?
I fixed it.
You fixed it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, we got some people typing in the chat.
Perfect.
I can't
What's up,
see it as of right now for some reason.
We're working on
We'll
getting
work
the
on this. At least nothing's happening in the markets. But good morning, everybody.
yeah.
We can hear you. Jake, good morning. Uncommon, good morning. Welcome from, I'm guessing, from the Discord or Twitter. I just want to, it's a stream. We'll have this more set up for tomorrow, but as you can see, we drove lower at 9:30, taking out sell side liquidity here. But also, if you look closer, we have we took out Asian highs prior during London. We have this high, Tuesday's high, that we could go aim for. And by the looks of it, power 3 of accumulation, manipulation, distribution. But by the daily chart, it doesn't look too bullish to me. Right? So we dropped down to the 4 hour. We disrespected this BISI by the looks of it, unless we trade it higher 20 minutes. So I'm going to keep my eye on that for the next 20 minutes. It looks like we want to trade higher, but it could also be trading into this 15-minute SIBI here, which is actually what it did. And now it's just choppy. So I'm not going to add into a position based off of that reaction. I'm going to wait for confirmation, because if it is reacting off that, I think it's going to continue down lower for quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I think we have a high possibility of disrespecting this actually and ending up respecting this BISI with a big wick.
You don't use any indicators to plot your fair value gaps?
No. I just draw
You,
out the ones that are kind of.
the bigger
Honestly,
one?
I need to use an indicator for that. It gets kind of annoying sometimes.
We have one. Edgeful has one.
Well, I will
You should have
definitely use that.
you should have access to it now. I mean, if you want to put it on, I'll show you how it works.
Yeah, sure.
If you go to that invite only, and right there, that three down, right there.
Right here.
So that will tell you, it automatically plots all the ones that, it only goes back so far, so keep that in mind, but it will tell you the ones that are not mitigated yet. So the ones that price hasn't come back through.
Okay. That's
And
kind
the
of nice.
way, yeah, the way that it will mitigate is only if price closes through it. So those red boxes that you see there, it'll only mitigate once price comes up and then closes above that point. So you can see obviously in a downtrend right here in this like very short downtrend that we have, you can see there's like those 5 or 6 fair value gaps that are formed and they're there. And you can go and customize in the settings. Like if you double click on one of them, yeah, just double click on it and you can go and see how far out you want them to extend. So if you do that, like the box will be wider.
I just
Yeah.
want to point out one thing. Notice how price draws back up to this sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency from 905. How it's been respected 1, 2, bodies respect at 3, and then wicks below consequent encroachment again. This could probably drive price lower.
Yeah.
For our sell side liquidity, I'm looking at all these lows. We just took all-time highs on Nvidia, so I'm not anticipating that much bullish price action. We could have a retracement. Same with NQ. Well, we didn't take all-time highs, but we've been consolidating in this SIBI. I just want to reach out. Good morning, Savior. Good morning, B1. Good morning, Jake. Good morning, Jordy Trades. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Zahid. So right now, my bias ideally is bearish. We did just take sell side liquidity, and price action is turning rough. So there's a possibility that we can look bullishly. There's all these inefficiencies right here thanks to the Edgeville indicator pointing these out.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you look at these fair value gaps, do you mark them as mitigated if it wicks through? Like, for example, this one right here at 905 you mentioned, it wicked through, but it didn't close through. Is that something that you, like, do you look at it that way? Or would you rather the option to count that one as mitigated? Like if you can do it in the indicator to say like by wick or by close, would you want to be able to do that?
Well, I chop through candles, right? So
Okay.
mitigated or not, I don't think it matters to me.
Okay.
I just got a request by unknown to check the 15-minute, and yeah, I marked that out, that fair value gap. That I think that's going to drive price lower to these prices. But again, the 1 minute's very choppy, so I'm going to wait for a displacement before I cash an entry. Now I need to. Okay, yeah. Give me a second here, guys. So I'm looking for a displacement below these lows. Right now it's choppy. It's pretty expected for prior to 10 a.m. for price to be choppy, but we could get an entry possibly soon.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the economic calendar quick.
I just need to quickly hide this so I can connect.
Yeah, make sure that you're off the make sure that you're like not screen sharing when you're logging in.
Yeah, there we go. All right, because I do not know why I got logged out of my account. But again, price is just choppy, but we are respecting this 15-minute SIBI from here.
Yeah.
Pointed out by unknown. Wicks do the damage, body tell the story. Exactly, Jake. But sometimes when price bodies past a fair value gap, that also tells a strong story. For example, you look at this BISI up here. It got bodied through, and how many times did price respect that inversion? All right, and now it drove lower.
Yeah.
So Inversions are very strong as well, but as long as they're with the right buys. This inversion took out liquidity. Those are the type of inversions I use. I don't just use any inverted fair value gap. It has to take out some sort of liquidity.
So, not to sound like an idiot, but what's the difference between a fair value gap and an inverted fair value gap?
So a fair value gap is obviously a like a SIBI. It's
Yeah.
it's not touched, right?
Yes.
You can see these three candles
Consecutive. Yeah.
creating this gap. Now, a inversion fair value gap is when price bodies past it and disrespects it. So as you can see here, this fair value gap here got bodied past, disrespected, then traded back to, and respect consequent encroachment of it. And
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
So we're just hanging around sell side liquidity right here.
And that, so if price continues lower, if you see that sellers are really stepping in now, does that give you a bearish bias, or you wait for more confirmation to say, like, if you do want to take a long trade, you're going to wait for buyers to kind of step in and push price higher?
Honestly, the way we're reacting right now, I want to look for longs. But if we're just going to displace right below this low and form a displacement and trade back into the fair value gap, I could catch a low risk trade there.
Yeah. And one thing to note is, I don't know if you, I mean, I doubt you look at gap fills at all.
Oh yeah, the opening range gap. It's right here.
Yeah. So is that something that you're going to pay attention to for price to kind of retrace into?
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about this. This makes me even more bullish today because we have an opening range gap that has not been touched.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're consolidating after taking sell side liquidity kind of makes me want to say we're going to continue up higher, at least touch 50%, because ICT says 70% of the time 50% will get touched, regardless of what happens. Now,
if you pull up Edgeful,
pulled up Edgeful.
Yeah, I'll show you something interesting. No, the actual app itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, on the left side where it says stocks on the top left, right up top, yep, right there, and then go to futures. Then switch the ticker to NQ on the right, just to the right. Yep. Scroll down, just down to NQ right there. And then now go to buy weekday, right above where your mouse is. Down a little bit, down, left.
There it is.
Right. Gaps down on Wednesdays on NQ in the last 6 months, 83% of the time have filled that 50% mark.
Yeah.
So now your custom settings are on 50%. So if you click on that customize, that button on the top, and you pull that to 100%, click save.
Wow.
5% of the time, price is going to come up to touch that previous session's close, which is like obviously really bullish.
So we have a 57% chance right now, coupled with our edge on reading price, for price to go up here. So that
75%.
Well, this is a gap up. Oh no, this is a gap down. 75%. Yeah. So this is even stronger for me that I want to look for some longs here. But again, I want to wait for us to break out of this range. Anybody watching this stream, ideally, you should want to wait for time 950 macro, which is in 1 minute. Price can then take out some of these highs, form a displacement. We could honestly just continue down lower.
Yeah. Yeah, these are the types of trades or these are the types of mornings where people get chopped up and they get really impatient and they start to overtrade in a range where there is no actual setup forming, which is honestly like most people's issues, is where they can't sit on their hands and like actually wait for that setup. And that causes like a lot of, from the traders that I've spoken to over 1,500 traders, one-on-one calls. It's one of the biggest things that I see is that they just can't sit on their hands.
Yeah.
When it's a nightmare.
People and the banks know this, right? People
Yeah.
are so excited to get on the charts at 9:30, so they're going to cause, like, I'm pretty sure 90% or 80% of the trading days in the past 2 months, 9:30 to 9:45 has been chop because
Yeah.
people are excited. They're hopping into the markets as soon as 9:30 opening bell opens, and they're putting in positions, and they're just getting
Yeah.
slipped left and right. That's why price is doing this. And for me, I wait for a time to make it cleaner, which tells us a story. We have the opening range gap. I just want to draw out the high here that I'm looking at. I'm going to change this color to green. So that high is all the way up here, taking out all these low resistance liquidity run highs, as well
Yeah.
as its near consequent encroachment with the Asian range. And this gives me a little bit more confidence because London high took Asian high, so we don't need to go take this high, but I would say we go fill out and take at least this high up here.
Let me show you something else once.
But we are look by the looks of it gapping lower. Look at the ES gap fill. Oh yeah, ES is even bigger, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not really looking for any type of shorts now because of that.
And another report that we have. So right now, price is at, yeah, definitely at the low of day right now. And Edgefill has a report that tells you what session will make the high and the low of the day most often. And typically it's going to be in that New York session, which is actually interesting. But I mean, if New York comes up to fill that gap, if that New York session comes up to fill that gap, I mean, we can get a new high to after that gap fill, after that opening range gap.
Now I'm confused. Why is did TradingView change something? Usually I'm able to click here and change my lot size.
I don't use these buttons, but you can, if you, on the bottom of your screen, there should be like a trading panel. Like if you have right on the bottom of the window,
Yeah,
there should be
I can also, I think I can do this here. Trade.
Yeah, but if you do it like that button below, you can have it there, and it'll open up that trading panel on the right side if you want. Maybe if you right click, you can change.
It's on one mini contract, which is what I'm going to be risking today. So I'm not going to be trading micros today. I'm just going to be trading one mini contract to keep it simple.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to put executions on as
Yeah.
well. Make sure you guys can see the executions. I'll play the sound as well. Everybody likes the sound. The bodies are respecting this little civvy here, which could drive price a little bit lower, take out these relatively equal lows, but I don't think we're going to drive way lower. All right, we could possibly go down for those lows, but again, I'm only looking for what's high probability, and right now what's high probability is the opening range gap being filled eventually. So
Yeah.
I'm going to look to try to find an entry for that. You can't hear me, Pioneer? Are you sure?
I can hear. I mean, I know that I can hear
you. No, you can hear me. I think it's you, my man. Yeah. So you're going to risk one mini for a trade today? Yes, exactly. Which platform are you using? Allowing news trades on 50K accounts. I use Top Step. I only use Top Step. That is my favorite firm, most trusted. Never really had a big problem with them other than one day where they wouldn't let me close a position, but they covered that. So, but right now we're getting some bullish price action, 954. So we're in the 950 macro. I want to see a displacement above these highs.
Yeah. And you trade off the 1 minute?
I do trade off of the 1 minute.
And then how much weight do you hold to a 1 minute fair value gap versus like a 5 or 15 or 30-minute fair value gap?
Sorry?
Is it completely different? Is it just a different trade? Like, for example, you can see a few fair value gaps here formed. Do you hold more weight to one that's on a 5 minute time frame versus a 1 minute?
Well, obviously I use bias, right? So if this, let's say this wasn't filled and I was catching along, I'd keep my eye here. And
Yeah.
if it respects it multiple times, start trading lower, I could close. But again, my draw on liquidity will be so strong that no inefficiency in price should really worry me that much. I
Okay.
like to use higher time frame PD arrays to help me out. So that's something. But again, I'm not there on the 1 hour. There's no really there hasn't been a fair value gap in a while. I mean
Yeah.
those two, but it's very wicky, choppy.
Yeah.
15 minute, right? We have this SIBI that price could be driving lower for. We took Southside liquidity, rebalanced back into this 930 fair value gap from yesterday.
Yeah.
Bodies are respecting that. So we're chopping in between two higher time frame PD arrays. So right now, I'm just want to sit on my hands and wait because this is not price action that I want to trade in.
Yeah. That's for sure.
But I use the higher time frame for direction, bias, and draw on liquidity, and the lower time frame for my entry model. And that's it.
Yeah. Nice.
Is it allowing news on a 50K trade? Yes, you can trade news, Tariq, on Top Step. But I do not promote trading CPI, POI. You know, that's not the way to get rich in trading, guys. Is don't 50-50 your life savings on a news event.
Yeah. Also, because even if you're confident that the CPI is going to be lower than the expected, it doesn't mean that the market's not going to react in the opposite way that you think. Like it's all about the way that the market reacts to that data more so than anything else. Like just because you get it right directionally, like there's so many times, like for example, for earnings, I know that we're talking about futures right now, but like for earnings, a company will beat on revenue and on profit, and still the price will go down. And like nobody would ever think that that happens, but like it happens all the time. So like people have to be like really careful. I mean, it applies to the economic data too.
So I don't. Oh, never mind. I was about to cut you off and say we just broke a short-term high, and we displaced, but we did, and now we're trading right back lower.
Yeah, guys, this is not stuff that you want to be forcing trades in for sure. You just got to be really careful and patient in these environments because this is where you start to blow your accounts, blow your challenges. If you're trading on a real account, you're blowing your accounts there. It's just not what you want to be doing.
Thanks. Just want to know that if I accidentally trade my account, it doesn't get banned. Yeah, those the firms that make it where you can't hold a trade over news. Like if you're in a position 40 minutes prior, that's not gambling, and then news comes and you're still in the position and you hold it,
Yeah.
and you get banned. That doesn't make sense. Like that's not trading. But TopStep doesn't do any dumb stuff like that, so you should be fine, Tariq. Now this opening range gap that is just not get trading to, right? We have all this inefficiency in price that I want to look at price trade to. It looks like we're reaching there now, but there's no inefficiency in price action. So there's no, I don't want to force an entry here.
Yeah. And I mean, I know that it's not red folder, but news at 10 a.m. existing home sales, which
Yeah.
is,
I mean, it's some sort of volatility that can happen, right? Price could drive higher. Um, ideally, I want to see 10 a. I want to see a fair value gap form prior, and then 10 a.m. trade us into that fair value gap. But
yeah.
don't think we can get that. We have small little inversion fair value gap here. That price did respect the bodies. As you can see, wicked, bodied up here. So it's sloppy, right? Price action is very sloppy right now. I don't want to trade until price action cleans up. But again, if you catch yourself trying to find something in price action like this, you're probably going to lose your trade. Just
Yeah.
because there's a fair value gap, just because there's an inefficiency, just because there's an order block does not mean you should trade it. Don't try to find something. Let the market show you something and then
Yeah.
catch it. So right now, I'm not looking at anything. This is just totally chop chop.
Yeah. Which is, do you, for you personally, like, do you have a time limit where you're like, yo, okay, the market sucks, I'm done? Like, is
Probably
it new?
11:30.
Yeah.
If 11:30 comes and I haven't had a setup, I'm just gonna sit back. I'm gonna stop. It also depends on what we did prior to the day. Did we take buy side and sell side? Are we just gonna chop for the rest of the day? Then I'll take myself out.
Yeah.
But ideally, I like to have one position in a trade. I mean, in a day, one position a day. If I
Yeah.
lose, it's okay, but I'm out depending on price action. If I
Yeah.
win, I'm out. But sometimes I'll take two trades a day, depending on how price action is. I always adapt to what the market's showing me.
Yeah.
What is the setup we are looking for, Ed? Right now, we are looking for longs, but we need price to play out for a long position. We
Yeah.
are still respecting this 15-minute SIBI, so there is a high probability that we can go down towards these lows. Right? By the looks of it, that looks like what we are doing now.
Yeah. By the way, on the edge flow indicator, if you double click on one of the fair value gaps, you can see you can actually change the gap time frame. So you can set it so it's just always to 15 minutes or always to 1 minute.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you click on that, it should tell like that's where. So these are the 15-minute gaps now.
Yeah.
Sense?
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to draw this out. So as you can see, look at this little wick into this 15-minute gap here.
Yeah.
That is still holding price all the way heavy down here to move lower.
Yeah.
Based off of this reaction, right? 10 a.m. came and we bodied below this. I'm going to look for shorts. So I just put my bias just like that. Because we bodied below this, we could possibly have a retracement to it, which is also the opening range gap, and then trade lower. Or we could trade lower from here. Right now,
Yeah.
I'm measuring out this fair value gap here because this is the first presented fair value gap that we actually formed. Now, I'm also going to draw out my fib and measure out the levels here, as well as figure out what my stop loss is. So I put this here, go to my 15-minute. I put drawn liquidity down here. I think that low can act as a magnet. That's 2.17 RR, which I find is very clean. So let's see if we can grab a fill here. We also have this fair value gap that could be formed in 40 seconds as well. So I'm going to draw this out straight here. Again, even smaller. Okay, this got disrespected. So right now, I'm looking at this. Today, I feel like today is a good day, right? Price action has been pretty clean prior. Obviously, can't say this right now, 9:30, but that's expected.
Yeah.
We have a clear disrespect, like a disrespect on the higher time frame. So I'm probably going to open myself up for 2 trades today, depending on how the first trade goes.
Yeah.
What is my entry model, Tariq? Just a 2022 model. I like to take breaker structures, fair value gap, market structure shift. I don't do anything super complicated. If we break these lows, we target previous day low? Yes, we also have previous day low, which is down here. So I'm going to draw that out as well. Thank you for reminding me there.
We also have an indicator for that, by the way.
Nice.
Previous day.
Yeah,
is low by session. It'll only mark out for each session. So like it'll only mark out for that New York session. But yeah.
It's the previous.
Just below previous day's range, but yeah, click on that right there. Yep. And then you can see.
It'll be over here.
Where is it?
Settings.
You're looking only at the New York one. Just mark it out. I'll
It's
explain.
right here. There it is.
Yep, there you go.
But just quickly, we might not get an entry here, right? We are displacing way lower, which means something. It means that we could possibly come back up here. Now, on terms of, yeah, so we are completely displacing lower with no form of an entry. So we missed our entry here. We took out, we're about to take out previous session low. So if we do that, I don't want to take this trade because we already moved lower, took out some sort of south side liquidity. So if we come back up here, I don't think it'll go back down.
Yeah.
What's up, Wayo of Legos? How's it going, my man? I've seen you in the Discord. But we're starting off the day with the right bias call. I called a short here, called this for value gap, and we traded down to this low.
Yeah.
So right now we have the right direction. We didn't take previous session low yet, so I could possibly open for a trade if we trade back up to here. But again, it's not the greatest. But 10 a.m. is driving us lower from this 15 minute. So this is very clean. I think we can continue down lower for the rest of the day. Wow, that hurts. Nvidia's down 3%. My portfolio was just booming at 143 bucks, 144, and now it's back to 138. But in this type of price action, I also kind of want to look for a low resistance liquidity run because we could have just a very bearish day today.
Yeah.
Right? This could have been our manipulation above the Asian high at London. Consolidation, manipulation, distribution. And sometimes we do have those days. But I'm also paying attention. I'm not no trendline trader, right? I'll never be a trendline trader. But I do like to draw out what price is showing me. And if we reject off of this level, right, something could, I'm not a trendline trader, but I do like to see what happens in the past.
Yeah.
And if this happens, reject. If it rejects there, again, we could go up to the opening range gap. The reason why I don't think we're going to continue down lower for the rest of the day is because we did not even touch 50% of the opening range gap. Can you trade gold on futures account like Top Step? No, you cannot.
On where?
Top Step. He's asking if you can trade gold.
Oh, you can't.
No. So we are actually displacing way lower now. So if anyone was on the markets prior and caught this trade, kudos to you. You're probably cashing out right now. I wish there was a little fair value gap entry here, but we can't always get can't always get the money, the bread. So we took previous session low. We also took previous day low. So I want to see price turn rough here to catch a reversal. 10 a.m. This could act as our last time frame for manipulation. Other than this, if we don't reverse from this around 10 a.m. to 10:30, we could possibly have a PM session or lunch hour reversal. We touched 0.25 of regular trading hour gap. Yeah, usually we price trace is 0.5 though. So that's why I said we didn't trade to it, is because I always look at the opening range gaps as 0.5, 50%, and 100%. I don't really pay too much attention of 0.25.
Yeah.
So we have our first fair value gap fill here. This looks like an institutional or full entry drill, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we just took this south side, so I don't really want to catch into this. But that's very clean here.
Very clean. So are you looking at longs or are you looking at shorts here?
I want to look for longs now because we're too lower. But if this setup was up here, I would 100% take this. We displaced below this low. The candle, not anymore, but did respect consequent encroachment. The reason why I didn't want to take this is because this is most likely going to happen because of how much lower we are. If this setup was up here, this candle would not happen and would have pushed lower from there.
Yeah.
But we are going to have an inversion fair value gap now.
And if you can also, if you want to pull back the edgeable indicator to whatever your chart is, you just go back and like change. You don't have to do it, obviously. If you want to leave that 15-minute one there, not that one, the fair value gap one with the red box up. Yeah, if you click on that, you can, on the bottom where it says FVG time frame, and you put it on chart on the top, the first one, it'll go back to only plotting out what like the time frame you're on right now.
Oh, okay. That's
yeah.
Nice. So then we go to the 15-minute and okay, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can keep going back and forth, but if you like to pin it to if you only like to look at 5-minute or 15-minute gaps, and that's what you can use.
So right now we're trading back into this inversion. It's drawing the fair value gap, but I'm going to draw out the inversion here. And if you look, price tap consequent encroachment here. And it looks like it's trading up higher. I usually would take these type of trades, but I want to wait for a confirmation just because of this price action and how we're trading much lower. Ideally, I want to see a break of structure before I want to reverse my bias. But this is very clean here. right? I think most likely we could trade up higher from here. The inversion is acting. Yep, there we go. So now I can use this order block wick if we body above it as an entry. Only if we body above it.
I'm curious how you like when you like how do you see it like for you specifically? Like when you say order block, what are you looking for?
A down close candle in a up close rally, but also a down close candle that trades into an inefficiency, right? So you see this down close candle traded into this inverted fair value gap, and then traded above after this one respected it as well.
Yeah.
So that's very clean as well. We could possibly catch an entry here. Again, so I am up around $10,000, I think $900 on the week. So let me just see how we respect price here. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, it didn't fill me. I'm gonna buy here. Fill up. My stop will be at this low. Take profit up to these equal highs. So I didn't catch the greatest entry because it didn't fill me, but for me that should not matter. We should not go down here.
Yeah.
If we do, I'll probably close the position earlier because I don't want to see this fair value gap get touched. I want to see this used as a breakaway fair value gap. I'm also checking the 5-minute. We traded the 5-minute SIBI. So again, I want to be patient with price action here. If we disrespect this, I probably will close early. I want to see some bullish price action here fast. Right, because of this 5-minute SIBI here. But again, we should not respect that. We should continue up higher. I haven't read chat in a while. Tanya entered short. Okay. So we're fading Tanya. Nice. Love it. How's it going, unknown? That's a nice indicator. I know, bro. Edgewell has great indicators, bro. I'm telling you. But I think Tanya might see. This is where my eye is right now too, as well. But it depends on how we respect this order block wick. If we body below it, I'm probably gonna close. Right, but again, I think that this could act as support to move higher. Took an L because I was a bit greedy. It's okay, man. As long as you're watching your risk management and you don't chase your losses, you'll catch another trade. I'm shorting when it taps the 5-minute. It did already tap the 5-minute. I'm pretty sure unknown right here. This is the way I love trade. I thrive off of this. When everybody tells me they're shorting and they're shorting and they're shorting, I'm longing. Okay, this is my favorite type of trades, and I'm just very cautious during this time because if everybody is shorting and it does work out, I'm cautious. I'm really focusing on how price is reacting.
Yeah.
Now, if the algorithm it presents a very obvious setup and everybody's entering into it, do you think they're going to go that way? Or are they going to go in the way that isn't presented? Now, I could be wrong here. I could totally embarrass myself.
Yeah, not financial advice, right?
Not financial advice, but these are the trades that I love taking. Yeah, exactly, uncommon. You want to cut your risk after your first loss, and then get right back into it. So I want to see some speed here. 10-15 is coming. I want to see a body above this short-term high. I don't want to see this short-term low get taken. I'm going to drag my stop loss to the top of this BISI because I do not want to see this BISI traded to. It's very, very rare you're going to see someone drag their stop loss to the top of a BISI, but that's a breakaway gap in my eyes. I don't want to see that gap touched. If it does, I don't think it's going to respect it. But we have a good reaction here so far. I want to see in 5 seconds, do we hold above this high here? If we hold above this high, I'm very confident in price continuing up higher. Yeah. So now I want to see if I want to see if price holds an inefficiency here. If it does, we could possibly add more positions. It does not.
Uh, one of the, if you look, we also have I mean, you don't need to put it on right now, but an opening range breakout indicator, which is the high and the low of the first 15 minutes. Typically, not for all futures, not for all tickers, but typically price is going to touch both sides of that opening range, and we just broke the low, and we're now getting the buyer stepping in to make that move to the top side, which is like the top side is just above where your profit target is. So it's like a perfect place to put your profit target based on the actual probabilities around the orb and like touching both sides of that orb. So, I mean, your profit target's in a good spot. I think it's pretty, at this point, like if volume's stepping in, buyers are stepping in, price can continue higher, your profit target's in a perfect spot.
Yeah. Tanya is my liquidity. Yeah, Tanya put her stop loss at these equal highs. Now, she could possibly win this, right? But I think I want to see this order block wick still act as support. We only touched it once. It can touch it one more time. If it doesn't, I actually will flip my bias and go back into a short and actually follow Tanya here. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to still move higher, but there's a possibility. I think we could trade back into this order block wick and then move back higher one more time. But again, I dragged my stop loss, so this is actually a very low risk trade here. I basically, because I dragged my stop loss 50%, it's basically half off already.
Yeah.
The 5-minute SIBI, though, is very, very clean. So if sorry?
Your normal position sizing, is it normally 1 mini?
Well, I usually trade micros on days where I'm not sure on price action, and I just want to test the waters, take quite a bit of trades. But on days where I'm keeping it simple, in, out, I'm trading 1 mini.
Yeah. The reason I ask is because do you ever scale in and out of positions? Or do you just enter and you kind of like set and forget it?
Well, usually the only time I take partials is when I'm not really confident on the draw on liquidity, right? And I think we can reverse. In that case, I'll do it on micros. But in this case where it's a small draw on liquidity, I will just drag my stop loss and profit.
Yeah. So like, would you ever add in a position like this? Like, let's say you can really see that fair value gap.
I'll add in a position here. For definitely. If this fair value gap would have held here and traded into it, I would have added more positions.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And you always put your stop loss where your trade becomes invalid, not based on like a certain P&L, right?
No, never. You never place your stop loss on what you feel like you can't risk. You need to measure your risk based on that. Always put your stop loss somewhere where it's supposed to not go. Because if you put your stop loss on where you're just where you feel comfortable, it could wick that out and then go up and take profit. Yeah.
By the way, just for everyone watching, like that's from what I've seen, one of the biggest problems that people do is they say, I want to risk $100 on this trade. I want to risk $200 on this trade. And what happens is you put your stop loss in a place where your trade idea is still valid. And you don't give it the room to breathe, to actually like price to kind of form and then move into your favor. And like you just said, like typically you're going to get stopped out and price doesn't go into your favor just because you couldn't afford or couldn't like mentally handle a wider stop. Then you moved it closer, you got wicked out and price went into your favor, especially with something like MQ, where it does have that bigger range and it does move around a lot more. You should be really careful with where you push your stops.
So we tapped into this order block wick and now we're projecting up. If we hold a displacement there, I'm going to close and possibly catch a short.
And in that case, you're going to put your stop loss like above that recent high.
Above this high.
Yeah.
But again, we tap consequent encroachment. If this trade is going to move higher, we should start to move higher now.
You need that to hold.
It's not looking too great, but this is only a half risk trade now. So if we do lose this, I'm actually very confident in a short, which I will take.
Yeah. With NVIDIA kind of dragging down, do you ever factor that in? NVIDIA, it's the NQ charts like kind of copying the NVIDIA chart.
It does. I always factor that in. Oh, I already have. I was about to draw this fair value gap out, but I already have it.
There you go. That's that edge flow indicator.
So looks like we are reacting off of that BISI. So I actually, depending on price, I'm gonna look at the 15-second chart here on my phone now, because I don't have the TradingView subscription to look at that. Someone typed in the chat, why don't you look at the 15-second? I do look at the 15-second, but only when this happens. I might enter back in here though. I want to see where we body. Yeah.
Wow.
It happens.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting to see where we body. 2, 1. Back in here. This is the last position. I'm putting it down here at this low. Putting it back up to this high. That happens though.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of trading, and that's where you can't be tilting either. Like, so a lot of people move their stop, get stopped out, and now like exactly what's going on. Let's assume price continues higher. A lot of people get really upset about that, and you just have to be really careful with your emotions to make sure that you're not going to tilt and like oversize into a trade that you might not be the one. So just be really careful, everyone who's watching. Like if you did just get like wicked out or stopped out, or you just moved your stop and got like obviously like what's going on here, just be mindful of it, because there's always another day to trade. You don't want to blow your account in one day.
Yep. And so far, by the looks of this day, it's not that clean.
Yeah.
So I won't be surprised if I do lose both trades. I only take 2 trades, right? Looking at this price action is pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
But again, there's a 15-minute inefficiency in here that price could reject off of. And I know that just based off of these 2 candles. But again, most traders, when this happens, when they get stopped out and price goes back up right away, they're freaking out. They're getting in, chasing everything. Yeah. I slow down, I calm myself down, and I make sure that I don't miss the opportunity that presents itself.
Yeah. Hold on one sec. I'll be right back.
Dixie's playing with us. I haven't looked at really Dixie at all. Wow. Dixie is bullish, baby. That's super clean. I have not seen that. That is wow. Causing the consolidation, possibly. I still think we're going to move higher here, though.
All right, I'm back.
So we're just consolidating in between, right? This isn't the cleanest price action. Do we have SMT? I think someone pointed that out. We do have SMT here. So it could be our reversal point.
So what are you looking at for SMT? How do you kind of like define SMTs?
Well, for me, I like the 1 minute, right? You see this lower low here on ES, and then on NQ, higher low.
Yep.
But if we get stopped out here, I'm going to wait probably another 10, 15 minutes, really wait for a more, like if it bodies up here, I'm not going to take it. It goes up here, trades into it, institutional order flow entry drill. I'll half risk. That's my last position no matter what for these highs, opening range gap high. That's in the worst case scenario. Let's say we lose this trade. We win this trade, I will either, depending on how price is looking, possibly get into another one, or sit on my hands and wait and just get off.
Yeah. And guys, sometimes you have days like this, and you just have to make sure that I know I've been kind of hammering on this, but like you just have to make sure you live for another day. Like one of the biggest problems is that there's not the best opportunities, and you can be there for tomorrow. You show up tomorrow, and you don't let today impact your trades tomorrow. Don't revenge trade tomorrow if you had a red day today. It's part of the game. Like, you're gonna lose trades. Everyone loses trades. So just make sure that, like, mentally you just understand not to revenge trade tomorrow, pretty much.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
one of my issues I had when I first started streaming, this was a few months ago, was I felt like I had to win no matter what. That's the worst thing. Like, the best traders lose, and it doesn't affect them no matter the circumstance.
Exactly.
I'm up a shit ton this month, and my viewers know that. So these losses, they don't affect me.
Yeah. And they shouldn't. I mean, they really shouldn't. It's not something that, like, I feel like once you understand that, and a lot of people do understand that, but once you, like, really accept it, like, genuinely accept it, that's when, like, all of your trading changes. When you're like, okay, I'm fine with taking a loss right now, and actually being fine with it, not just, like, saying those words, everything changes, because then it allows you the freedom to, like, put your stops where they should be, to, like, actually take a proper trade tomorrow without revenge trading. And I don't know. I think that there's so many things that make a good and bad trader, and some of them are not actually having an edge and, like, not actually having abilities. But yeah. Also, someone's trying to join the Google Meet. I should not let them in, right?
It's up to you if you know the person.
I do not know the person, so I'm not gonna join. I'm not gonna allow them.
Perfect.
Maybe on stream you might have showed the link. Whatever.
At least it's invite only. You guys can't join.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad if it wasn't, right?
Okay, that's the reaction I like to see. So we trade back into this BISI. Now we're trading up high, disrespecting this fair value gap. I think we can move up higher from here. 1030 is approaching, so by the looks of it, price does not want to respect this 5-minute SIBI. It would have, down here, it would have kept trading lower. 1 minute SMT here. Right? So, very clean reaction.
Yeah.
Who in chat tried to join the meeting? Tell me. Show yourself. Was it you on comment? I feel like it was you. I'm kidding. I know you wouldn't do that. On comment's my only mod in my Discord. I trust that guy. But we're moving high here. We're approaching these highs. I want to see some more speed now.
Yeah.
You ever look? Sorry.
Do you ever look at volume?
No, not really. But I know a bunch of traders do. You have a volume indicator, do you?
I don't have a volume indicator, actually.
Oh, you don't.
If you do if you just type in volume in the indicator section, they have something. But yeah, that first one. But something that a lot of people don't know about TradingView is that if you don't pay for the market data, you only get partial data. So you only get the data from the free exchanges, not from the paid ones, so that the actual number of the volume will be lower than what you'll see on, like, if you do pay for data somewhere else.
Yeah.
Just something to out.
Bro. Arp, I'm not letting you in. I'm sorry.
Is he trying to join?
He says, please let me join. I will be muted.
Yeah, you can watch, but you cannot join. Sorry about that.
Think we're going to reverse here. Took out previous day low shortly after news with the New York Hill Zone. Yep. Hey, that's why I'm in my long.
Yep. And there's that orb double break is coming too.
I love Tanya. You know, we exchange words, we chat off stream sometimes, and I love making the videos of whatever she's trying to fade me, and it just goes the other way. So looks like today I'm going to be doing that. I need to go. Me and Tanya need to get. I wish I didn't live in Canada, man. Just starting watching Bookmap and Footprints definitely helped a lot. I do not know what that is, Swag Trades, but if it helps you and it gives you your edge, then stick with it. Nice long. Thank you, Uncommon. Okay, so I'm dragging my stop to this low down here. I'm paying attention to this inefficiency right here, though. Right, the one that we looked at first when we started the stream off. you could buy a flight. I would rather pay for something a little more important. You did that? I think I've made a couple videos fading Tanya. She didn't make one of me though. Trying to cook into the stream. Hey, guys, please do not try to join the stream. You're not gonna get it. It's invite only.
We definitely showed the link. I mean, it's good that it's invite only.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we tapped into this irregular inefficiency. I'm gonna draw out my fib here and see. Right. So you notice that we just tapped under consequent encroachment. So I'm gonna pay attention to price here. See what happens. My low, I'm dragging stop loss one more time to the low of the body. I don't think that it will even go down here. Possibly go here. Come to Finland. I would love to go to Finland, my man. Finland's beautiful. It's Richie. Oh, what's up, Richie? No way. I did not expect you to be in this stream. So, yeah, right now, price is clean. I don't like that reaction off consequent encroachment of that original SIBI consolidation, too. With this SMT, though, I'm pretty strong on a reversal. Let's see what ES is doing. ES is also moving up higher, took this high, traded to this BISI, so I think we can move higher from here. Right. 5 minute has almost been inverted.
But this is a normal pullback, no? Like in your long, normal pullback in your long thesis, right?
Yeah. After we displace above highs, I anticipate either very bullish or pullback. But we're approaching our take profit. We're almost 50% there. We got 53 people here. Tell me, everybody, where you were from. Who's watching this stream? What countries? How much one should risk per trade on 50K account based on your experience? For combines, I like to trade $250 to $500. I would say more on the 500. I'm more of a riskier player on combines, but on XFAs, I like $200. $200, and that's it. 1 RR, and that gives you a winning day for a payout. Can you make stream to focus only on Google Meet because extra area chart's too small? I don't. How do I do that, guys?
Do you have a?
Oh. Well, let's do that. Let's do that for tomorrow's stream, guys.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to. We're in a position. You know, I don't want to change anything. Montreal, I go to Montreal a lot, actually. I'm going to Montreal end of November. Nigeria, how you doing, my man? India, what's up, Art? Luxembourg, where's that? Is that Germany? I could be stupid. I'm not. Okay, I'm in my little shell here because I'm from Canada. Africa, Ghana, nice. Newfoundland, Canada. Argentina. India, nice. Brazil. Finland. Yeah, but been watching good stuff, man. Had the same bias. Nice. Let's go.
We got people everywhere. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got people from everywhere. Dominican.
Very nice. Can everyone trade on prop firms from all these places? Like, can you trade a prop firm in like France? Stuff like you can do that?
Italy, my dream place. We're approaching take profit now, by the way, guys. So, hey, listen. All I'm gonna say is ICT says one thing: when everybody's short, or when everybody's long, short. When everybody's short, long. Right? Not always is the most obvious setup working. What do we have here? Relative equal highs. What do we have up here? Opening range gap. So 45 plus 5. Nice. Depends on if the country is banned or not. Yeah. Can I make my camera smaller? I don't think I can.
You can't do that on Google Meet. But if you're, by the way, if you're, just so you know, if you're showing the link, like that, it's invite only, obviously. But if you show the link, anyone can just join it. Well, request to join it. You're not actually let in, but Yeah. So now you're on a 1 minute. Are you do you like to manage your trades on a 1 minute? Do you ever look at the higher time frames while you're in the trade?
I pay attention to where inefficiencies are. There's nothing on the 15 minute. There's nothing on the 5 minute.
Yeah.
Uh, I kind of I kind of want to hold up here.
So now would you move your stop to like well in profit and then
Way in profit. I'm actually going to do that. We have our opening range gap. I'm
yeah,
going to hold up here. So my stop, I'm not going to move it out from break even just yet, just because we haven't took buy side liquidity.
yeah.
Once we do that, which I'll draw out, I need to clean some of my charts here though, because I'm having a little bit of anxiety having all this. Yeah.
Is it all
I think
the
it's all the fair value gaps. I like to.
yeah.
It's honestly so helpful. Is there a setting where like you can have it only like the past like few?
Yeah, yeah. Go to the settings and then oh no, it's on one of the other ones. So we'll actually get that added in where you can pick the amount that you have. Because I know, let me actually see.
No risk trade now. Yep, break even now. No matter what profits, Wayo. Got 2 RR, took profits. Nice, my man. I'm glad I could help with some profits. Uh, how long have you taken to grasp it, the skill? Trading? I've been trading for 4 years. Trading ICT since 2021. Trading indicators and RSIs and trend lines for a year before that.
Nice.
We got people from Brooklyn, from Saga City, where I'm based. Nice. South Africa. Anybody else catch into a long? Anybody else eating? Fading Tanya?
You're really grilling this person, Tanya.
She's the big. You know Tanya?
No, I don't,
Oh,
but
she's the biggest live streamer on that trades ICT concepts, like 4,000 viewers.
nice.
I gotta do a stream with her, man. Would be good to bundle the small fair value gaps into one fair value gap. What's ES long, South Carolina, nice. You caught it, Arp, nice. Trading into this order block wick. So no matter what, we're break even.
Yeah.
Actually, just gonna drag just to this right here. Don't want to leave with nothing. Still basically break even. 5 minute, where we've held this. Again, we could also trade down to this and still go up here. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to move up higher from here. Actually, your first trade was good. You moved your stop loss to your original stop loss in place below. Yeah, but that happens, right? I don't think I did anything wrong there. Sometimes that happens. I still looked at that as breakaway, so I didn't want to see price doing that. I thought we were just going to rip up higher from here, but it turns out we didn't. I'm not going to change anything. Every single time I enter a trade like that, I'm going to do that. But it's just stuff like that happens. Everybody gets wicked out. It's the way you respond to it, right? I waited for body confirmation. I responded to it, and now I got back into a trade. One of the biggest struggles I faced was being scared to enter into a trade right after losing. There's a difference in between chasing your losses and entering back in when the time was right. There's so many people will lose a trade. 2 minutes later, the setup actually forms, and they miss out on it because they're like, oh, I don't want to chase. You're not chasing. Chasing is like just, making or filling orders with no kind of like bias or whatever. You don't know where it's going. I think it's going long or short and just gambling.
Yeah.
Yep, nice long after previous day low sweep and inversion. Still, yeah, blockchain. You're definitely from Mississauga if you're saying still. We have our own vocabulary. We should move up to buy side liquidity in the next few candles. It's 9:40 coming up. If not, then not 9:40, 10:40. If not, then 10:50 macro should deliver us above these relative equal highs. If that happens, I'll move my stop loss to this low. Oh, you mentioned I did a good job. Yeah, thank you. then it was a winner. But for risk management, you did a good job. Yeah, thank you, my man. Yeah, the most important thing, more important than catching good entries, is risk management. You can have a 30% win rate and still be a profitable trader.
I'm gonna have to drop here in a minute.
Yeah, no worries.
You know if this is gonna kill the Google Meet?
It might, unless you might need to give me host. If you can do that.
But I'll try to do.
I don't think we'll be on here for too much longer.
Yeah.
Like 11 o'clock, we could be out of this position.
Yeah. Because I do have to drop soon.
But worst case, I'll make my screen black for 2 minutes, flip it, and just record myself.
All right. You wanna try that?
Here, let me quickly do it right now. See if we can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then video capture device. Where is that? Uh-oh.
I think it'll be fine. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So they can see my stream, they just can't see my face. They can see the chart though. Audio capture. By the way, chat, ask questions in the chat if you want me to answer anything you're wondering, anything about Edgeful. Andre can answer.
Yeah.
I can't find video capture device. Oh, there it is. Add source. Wow,
let me just try to open a new meeting on the side and see what happens if I drop. And I'll invite someone else and I'll try it before we just completely screw this up.
Well, I can't connect my camera if I'm still on the meet.
But if you stay in this meeting with your screen shared, I think it should be fine, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't.
So if
I don't
you make
think
me host, then that'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't think that it has like host.
Okay, so then if you once you leave, I'll leave this meeting and then I'll go straight into. I'll connect my webcam. Right now, all they're watching is my screen. Talk to us about Edgeful. What indicator? So they have. I'm gonna let Andre. Let me switch the browsers toward display capture so they can see you while you say this.
Yeah. So I can share my screen too. Let me.
Well, we're about to draw liquidity, so let's share a screen right after this trade.
Yeah. So pretty much what Edgeful does, it's way more than the indicators. So the indicators are just kind of like an add-on, to be honest. They make it easier for you to see some of the concepts from the reports on your charts. So what Edgeful does is it gives you all the probabilities around how certain strategies or certain trading concepts work. So for example, if you want to know what session makes the high or low of the day, typically we have a report for that. If you want to know how often price breaks out of the opening range breakout, like the opening range, that 15-minute orb, we have a report for that. If you want to know how often the gaps fill, or what weekdays make the high or low of the week, or how often, you guys know the midnight open concept, that price will retrace back to the midnight open. We have a report that actually shows you, based on whether it opened above or below, that New York session opened above or below that midnight open, how often it's going to retrace to that point. So literally anything you can imagine, we have a report for, and we'll show you the probabilities. So one of the ways that you can use it is to say, like, I'm identifying a high probability setup right now, and I'm going to take a trade based on that. So for example, there's a very high probability that price is going to touch both sides of the opening range, high and low. Right now, clearly on NQ, we broke the low and we're going towards the high. So having that long bias, in addition with a bunch of other things, actually puts the edge in your favor. Like, you're no longer kind of just chasing a trade or kind of just like following momentum or just guessing. It's so much more about having that data on your side, where now you can take trades with confidence, you can hold on to your winners, and you actually have a reason for entering, where usually if you don't have any data, you're just not going to honestly have a reason to enter, and you're going to be like chasing your trade. So we have 100 reports for price action, volume, and indicators that you can go and like look at. There's like a couple videos for futures traders. Like if you go on YouTube and you search how to use Edgeful as a futures trader, there's a video that will show you exactly how to use it. So I highly recommend checking that video out. But we also have the indicators where we also just included live data. So there's a lot of new stuff coming. I don't want to go all into it right now, but there is definitely a lot that's coming. But I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. What I just realized is we're about to reach strong liquidity, so my stop loss can move to this low. What I just realized is we're streaming on your YouTube, Edgeful's YouTube, and mine at the same time. So we've had accumulated of about 90 to 100 viewers, which is pretty good. I sent the link. Everybody join Edgeful's stream because I'm gonna be doing kind of like I'm gonna pick 1 or 2 lucky winners after the stream. I'm gonna go into my Discord and do a Q&A with them. So everybody that's watching via my YouTube, I sent the link. Join Edgeful's chat and just type the country you're from, and I will pick 2 people that I'll do a question and answer off stream later today.
Nice.
As long as you're in my Discord, of course. You also have to be subscribed to Edgeful and my channel and like both streams.
Nice.
We're approaching the draw on liquidity relative the equal highs. We're very close. So I am going to drag my stop loss now to these lows. So if it does end up taking this low, we are profit on the day regarding this little stop out. And we go up here, and then we're chilling. We're balling on this day.
Yeah. And this is really good risk management too for everyone who's watching. You take a loss, you take another trade, it's a winner, but the winner is far bigger than the loser. So keeping your losses small, making sure your winners are larger, having the patience to hold on to this winning trade, even though there was like a little period of consolidation there. These are like the little things that really help you succeed as a trader. So yeah, there we just broke through with pretty good strength. That buy side liquidity.
How do we get this Edgeful? Ben Emasuin says. Well, if you go to my Twitter, you'll see a link. You can also type in your browser just edgeful.com. We approached the draw on liquidity, so we have a little bit more time here. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to type Edgeful, right? And then it's this one right here. You click that, and you should be able to sign up, and you get, how much is it? You get a free trial, right, for 7 days?
7-day free trial, and then after that, it's $49 a month.
Nice. So you get all of like amazing information from Edgeful's actual site itself. You also get a bunch of indicators, like a lot.
Yeah, 30 completely private custom trading view indicators. So that fair value gap one, we have some for previous days high and low. We have, you still have that one on there. You can remove it if you want, but we have for gap fill, we have for opening range, we have the initial balance, we have the midnight open one, like the ICT midnight open. We have so many different indicators. And what's nice is that you can also request indicators too. So we can build you a custom indicator. It will not have any buy or sell signals on it, but yeah, we do a lot for $49 a month. It's really like almost all of our users say that this is underpriced. So, I mean, we just want to make sure that we're the place that traders come to actually make money.
No, from my experience using Edgeful, it's helped a lot, especially with the opening range gaps.
Yeah.
As you can see, we are approaching the opening range gap now, which kind of makes you want to stay in this position, right? This is where we should aim for, and then 50% in the high. My take profit is at a high, which is near 50% opening range gap. The reason why I'm confident in doing that is because through Edgeful's product, they told me that 75% of the time, price is going to fill that.
Yeah.
Link for Discord, it's in my Twitter, but I'll send it here in the chat too as well. Most important thing to do, though, is to type your country in Edgeful's stream, not mine. So I know that you're actually in it for a Q&A. Copy link. Here's the Discord. So much info on Edgeful. Can't imagine someone canceling after the 7 days.
Yeah. Thank you. Means a lot. Yeah, it really pays for itself. Like 49 is such a steal. Like you literally need to catch like a few points on either ES or NQ and you pay for your entire month. Like it pays for itself like a million times over. It's just like even the one video, if you just watch the one video how to use Edgeful as a futures trader, you'll have the full guide on how to use it. Like the entire guide. So I mean it really does pay for itself, but I mean I appreciate the kind words there.
So I'm looking at this BISI right here. And if we disrespect this, I'm going to close. Not on the sole purpose of I don't trust the bias, but this is a very strong BISI. We disrespect that. I think we're going down here anyways, even if we're going to go higher. Right, we could trade back down to this 5 minute and then move higher.
And I think that even just relating to closing your trade there, you're looking at this on a 1 minute and you're holding it on a 1 minute. If you were trading based off of like a 15 or a 30 minute, that pullback down to that like orange box you have would be a totally normal pullback.
Yeah,
but
it would totally not affect me.
Yeah, but on a 1 minute trade, if you're trading off of that 1 minute, like that's a pretty significant pullback on a 1 minute chart. So just even having that like the distinction of like I'm taking this trade based off of 1 minute.
So I want to see where this closes. Very volatile, bearish rally. But this is a winning trade. Oh, wow. That's very close to my stop. Okay. So we got a nice winning trade. Right? Let me check what it says on my top step. So with the loss we had prior to the winning trade with the same bias, coupled with the winning trade that we just had, I'm up $250 today. 1 RR.
Nice.
So
burn.
That's all you need. You know, that's a winning day to get a payout on Top Step.
Yep.
Right? From this to here, took out the equal highs. I think what it's doing now is it's going down to this 5 minute BISI, possibly down there, then trading up even higher. But that is a clean, nice little trade to the relative equal highs.
And good stop too. Very good trailing stop there.
Yep, it just completely displaces way lower.
Yep.
Let me pick. Edgeful continually looks for new ways to support traders and allows it to be a part of how they grow amazing company. It is an amazing company. I have been with Edgeful for 6 months. And I use it daily. That's
Thank you.
Amazing news.
Love to hear it.
Kai says, shout out Edgeful for revolutionizing how small traders like analyze market data and get great insights.
Love that. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. It's a ton of work, so it's really nice. I mean, to hear that from our traders, to hear that people really like it, that it's making a change, making an impact. Like we want to give you guys all the tools you need to be successful, to be able to trade full time, to be able to do whatever you want, and that's what we're here for. So I mean, I appreciate it, of course. Like it means a lot, and it's only going to get better now. The company is only 9 months or 10 months old now. We launched in January, so like by next year, by even halfway through next year, like in the next 6 months, there's gonna be so much that's going to change. So I mean, just stick around because it's only going to make your lives easier and make your trading better.
Yep. If anybody is trying the free trial or purchasing their product after the stream today, take a picture of it and post it, a picture of you doing the free trial or anything, and then post it in my Discord, and you might see something. You might get a little present, a little one-on-one call or something.
Yep.
But just even if you don't want that, send a picture. Let us know that you're using the product. It'll help a lot. But price looks like it could be reversing here. Market structure shift after equal highs taken.
Yeah.
Today's kind of sloppy though. I'm not gonna lie. This is sloppy price action. We did really well for what was given to us.
Yeah, that's for sure.
from 9:30 onwards, we didn't have that big of a range. Like how? Where's my ruler indicator? Like 118 ticks.
Yeah.
Not that big of a range for a New York AM session.
Yeah.
I'm also not going to get into a short here. Why? Because the short failed here, and we're trading off this 5-minute BISI. So there's a possibility we either continue down lower or move up higher. We also have the opening range gap that hasn't been filled. So let me just read chat. What data do you use? CME.
Yeah.
Let's see if anybody's still in my chat. Because I feel like a few people are. Maybe PM will be better. Probably. Out yes, a break even. Nice, Penny. What account size are you using? I'm using 4 150K accounts. And then 150K XFA. Any questions? Sorry, I meant Edgefield data.
Yeah, it's from the exchanges. It's from the CME.
Previous day gap is changing my trading in a big way. Exactly. Previous day gap, opening range gap, all that completely changed my trading.
Yeah. Yeah, it's when you understand, like when you can stick to a few things that you really like and that click with you, click with your personality, it makes trading so much easier because you know what you're looking for and you know when your setups are forming versus when they're not. So, I mean, if you have 3 setups or 5 setups that you look for and you can identify them and you can trade them well, that's more than enough on what you need. Like you really need 1 or 2 setups that you like to take. And I mean, you're golden after that. Just executing them is the thing.
Does anybody have any more questions about Edgeful, about trading, about anything? Type it in the chat. Let us know. Sorry if you hear some loud noises. There's a helicopter over my house right now.
I can't hear it.
Okay, perfect. But any questions we'll be willing to answer. What reports do you use with ICT? What do you mean by that, Dan? Thanks, guys, for the stream this morning. Hey, no worries. Thank you for stopping in the stream. You know, the reason why we stream is you guys are in it. If no one was in this stream, we wouldn't be streaming.
Exactly. The ICT reports on Edgeful, just so you know, there's a few, and you can also request more if we don't have it. So there's that weekly open retracement. So I know there's this concept where price will retrace that Sunday open. There's the midnight open, which is how often is price retraced back to that midnight opening price. We have the fair value gap report, which shows how often fair value gaps get mitigated throughout the day. And I think that's it. We have 4. We can build more. So if you guys have any other concepts you want to build, it has to be objective. It has to be black and white, and we can do it. It's part of your subscription too. You don't need to pay for it. You don't need to upsell. There's no upsell. If you have a subscription, you can request a report and we will build it for you. You can look at it on any time frame, in any session, on any ticker, on any asset. So, and then it updates every day. So just so you guys know, all the data in Edgeful updates every single day. So you don't have to like buy some stupid PDF that has like some data from 2 years ago, where then after you're like, well, I don't know if this still works. Edgeful updates every single day, and that's why it's relevant to the current market environment, which will help you trade this market environment. All of the data updates, and we always use trailing periods. So like, for example, we have the trailing 6 months. So when there's a new day, we shift 1 day forward, and then 1 day off the back will fall off. So you always have the most recent view, which will help you trade the current market environment. Hope that answers your question.
Joel says, could you give us a demo of Edgeful? I mean, we're out of our position now, so do you want a screen share?
What we can do is, I can't do it right now because I have another call at 11. But what we can do is
I could run through it. Low questions.
What I would recommend. You can actually schedule a one-on-one call with me once you do your trial, you can actually schedule a call with me and I will run through it with you on, like, I'll go through report by report based on how you like to trade, based on like what assets you trade, if you're a scalper, day trader, or swing trader. And we go through specific to you, what will be the most relevant for you and how you can use it. So what I would recommend is if you do that trial, there is a button that says schedule a call. There's two types of calls, a help session and a mentorship session. Those are the two. So just keep that in mind and we can go from there.
Okay. Well, you jump on your meeting. I don't want to hold you too long. I'll continue on stream. Once I hop off this Google Meet, I can turn on my camera on my actual Streamlabs.
Perfect.
So
I also do co-host. So if it does, if something happens,
it'll be cleaner with my Streamlabs anyways.
All right. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Peace.
See you later. Okay. Now we're on Streamlabs, guys. Let me change this, and we're gonna read some price. Video capture device, deactivate, activate. We should be here. You should see me. There we go. I don't know why my camera's like that, why it's a black border, but it's something we'll fix another time. It's way too big. Could you give us a demo? Or I already read that. But this stream, good. It was really good. We did what we could with the price action, you know. Not the greatest price action, so did what we could. Please make sure to... So actually, I need to pick the person I'm going to have a Q&A with who typed their country. Yo, Ben, do you have a personal Discord? I do have a personal Discord. I will type it in the chat. It's actually right here. So invite people. We'll do, I have to edit the invite link. Right here. Oh, boy, I have to. Okay, you know what? Let me do it via phone. But it's also on my Twitter. I'll send the link though. Copy link. Paste. So it's with that link. That's my Twitter to the post of me promoting my Discord. You can join via there. It's free. That is a pretty clean short entry there, but I'm not too interested in looking for any more shorts. Right? Price is just chopping. It's itching lower and chopping, so it's not the cleanest price action today. We did what we could. We caught a winning trade. Small profit, $250 profit today. Usually, like Monday, I had a $1,000 profit. So those are the types of good days. Good days, $1,000 to $2,000 profit. Bad days like this, 200 break even. But it's whatever. If you guys have any questions, I'm gonna go through chat now. Tell me people that put their countries. And I'm going to pick somebody for a Q&A. Okay, so we got... All right. So to make sure everybody's in my Discord, I will @ the person. So I have the winner. I will @ the person in the Discord. So make sure your name is the same as what's on YouTube, and I'll @ you on Discord, and we'll do a Q&A. I'm also gonna start doing some Twitter Spaces, so make sure to stay tuned for that. I'm gonna talk with some creators, see if we can collab on some Twitter Spaces. That'll be fun. Well, price is moving up higher now from this original BISI here on the 1 minute. I think it's gonna continue up higher. Took out sell side, now we're gonna reverse up higher. But I mean, decent trades today, decent stream. We were a little late because we had some technical issues, but we did what we could. I probably would have caught this trade if we weren't late, that 15-minute short down here. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for me. Is this OTE as well? It is OTE as well. Oh yeah, OTE. Right, if you measure from this low to this. Right. Pretty clean setup here. But I will be doing this tomorrow as well, so make sure to stay tuned. I'm going to head out now, but thanks. Hey, thank you, Richie, for stopping in, my man. I appreciate it. Yeah, so what was I saying? Shit. Oh yeah, I'm going to be doing this tomorrow. So if you guys like the stream, if you thought it was helpful, hopefully tomorrow's a higher probability day. We will be streaming tomorrow as well, so make sure to stay tuned for that. It'll be on time this time, probably at 9:15. Other than that, I mean, yeah. I think I'm going to end it here. Make sure to stop into the Discord, because I don't want to drag on stream for no reason, you know. Views are dropping, so I'll let you guys go. But thank you guys for stopping in the stream, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at Edgeful on the Edgeful's YouTube. Make sure to join Edgeful's YouTube. I'll also pick the question and answer, and I'll probably do a Twitter space later. I will also be working on a new YouTube video to upload, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'm glad I could help some people win some trades today. If you didn't, manage your risk and you'll be good. Stay tuned on my Twitter. Stay tuned on Edgeful's Twitter. Check out Edgeful. It's an amazing company. They have a lot of information, very helpful information, so check them out. They have a free trial for 7 days. If you do it, take a screenshot and send it in my Discord and let me know that you did get the free trial. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next stream.